Number 11, NC State versus number 2, Marquette. Pretty much NC State came into the tournament with a plan. They got a big boy on their roster and they know how to use him. They got size, they got strength. They like to bully everyone they play. And pretty much in the first game versus Texas Tech, they actually struggled a little bit to do what they normally do. While the game ended with a 13-point win, I will say the Wolfpacks only went into the second half, ending the first half with a 4-point lead. Players like Mohamed Diarra won them this game. Obviously, you think DJ Burns, obviously he's their main guy, and obviously he did get himself going. He got 16 points, but obviously Diarra, I think he's the one who put his stamp on this game. He was such a beast, been a rebounding beast since the conference play started going into the tournament, and he had himself a 17-12 rebound points rebound game. Like I said, DJ Burns got himself going a little bit, 16 points. I just think Diarra had a more of a dominant performance down low, and obviously players like Ben Middlebrooks coming off the bench, giving them well-needed boost, dropping 31 points, pretty much making sure that they were able to kind of take off in that second half. Great shooting in the second half, kind of take that lead and kind of extend it, and obviously in the end win the game, like I said, by 13 points. DJ Horn had himself a great shooting game as well. I think the team overall played a great game, but the face of that team, like I said, DJ Burns, kind of didn't give me what I thought he should have given me. 16 points. You're like, what do you mean? Like, he got 16. One board, one rebound the whole game. Like I said, Diarra was more dominant down low, getting 12 of them. I definitely think seeing more physicality from Burns is something that we're going to have to see, that I kind of wanted to see in the next round, and obviously as the tournament move on from this team. I definitely think he has to show us a little more offensively, because defensively sometimes he does get a little bit lost in the sauce with his size and his slowness. So definitely something I was thinking about going into the next game or into the next round. So going into the next round, they end up facing Oakland, obviously red hot shooting team that just knocked off Kentucky. This one was another close fought game before the whole game, and ended up needing an extra period of overtime to decide who the winner was. I thought about what I said about Burns. I thought Big Boy Burns needed to pick it up, and I don't know if he got that call from me or something, because he didn't respond. I called him, he didn't respond. But basically, he must have got the call, because he pretty much got into the game, started off strong, and kind of felt like he was right at home. He dominated the game, giving us 24 points, 11 rebounds, and even notched up 4 assists. I think an overall great game, showing his dominance, kind of showing us what he was lacking in that first game. As well as the first game, the team just overall, obviously it was a close game, like I said, but I do think the team as a whole played really well. They really got Burns going, and they were able to kind of feed off of that. Pretty much after he was getting what he needed, the rest of the team kind of was doing what they needed as well. DR had 11 and 13, rebounding like he always do. Horn came off the bench with 11 and 6, like I said, and there was 2 other starters, Michael O'Connor and Casey Morso, giving us 11 points each as well. So well-rounded effort. They were able to kind of find a way to fight through. And obviously, even when it's a close game, if you still have all your starters in double digits, that usually points to you having a good offensive game. And for the most part, you should be able to have a good game to win it if you're playing good defensively as well. So I definitely liked what I got from the team as a whole. But obviously, not everything was perfect. It was a close game. They had to get to overtime to win. So there's a few things that they definitely struggle with. Their size, their strength. This specific game against Oakland did not match up well against Oakland's speed. They were pretty much giving them issues in transition, going downhill. Trey Townsend from Oakland went off for 30, and they even had another bench player get 22. So it just seemed like they weren't able to key in on the players that were getting hot. Pretty much stopping those guards. Both of them were guards. Like I said, they were going attacking, getting some penetration, using the mid-range, kind of getting what they needed to get at the bucket and just beyond bucket. So definitely think that they have to improve a lot of things, especially considering who they're playing, which is number 2 ranked Marquette in this next round in the Sweet 16. 1 second. You know how it is, water break. Cold water, so good. So yeah, NC State got the privilege of playing Marquette in this next game. So Marquette, believe it or not, so they faced off against Western Kentucky the first game. Believe it or not, they were actually down 7. End of the first half. Marquette was not playing like they should. A 2 seed versus a 15 seed. Obviously, they have a good defense. That's one of their calling cards. But defensively, they couldn't stop shots. They couldn't stop attacking to the basket. That opened up a little bit more shots on the outside. And that kind of allowed them to let the first half slip away from them just a little bit. Second half, lockdown. It was actually ridiculous. They came in second half, outscored the Hilltoppers 51-26. Pretty much destroyed them in the second half. Cameron Jones was undeniable. He was on fire from deep, found other ways to still keep himself going, creating his own shot. He pretty much was doing whatever he wanted, earned himself 28 points. Other players in the starting lineup definitely did their thing. They decided that the first half was just enough. Whatever speech was given in the second, in the halftime, caused them to come out in the second half and pretty much take over the rest of the game. Tyler Kolek, 18 points, 11 assists. David Joplin, 13 points, 11 boards. Both getting a double-double coming through in the second half. And when like I said, they took away the game. Also had a block party. It wasn't just offense. They made sure defensively they stepped up. Also, Iguodaro ended the game with 5 blocks. Joplin had 2. Stevie Mitchell had 3. So they pretty much locked in, and really stepped it up that second half, which is a good indicator of like, all right, like, you know, a lot of people are questioning like, all right, here we go, another upset. But it's definitely good to see them lock in that second half and pretty much respond the way that they're responding, and show us that they can kind of face a little bit of adversity and not fold, you know. Second game was against Colorado. This game gave us the same story, kind of on different halves. I guess you would say 2 sides of the same coin. Marquette won the game by 4, 81-77. But they actually had an 11-point lead going into the second half and just barely got outscored a little bit in the second half to pretty much only win by 4. It was a game that they almost gave away. 1 second. Yes. It was literally a 1-point game up until a minute left. Marquette had the lead, but Colorado made it that close. Kolek really came through late in this one. He had 21 points, 11 assists, really controlled the pace, kept the team calm. He executed well, especially late in that second half, and just a couple plays down the stretch really did what he was supposed to do. They went short on the rotation that game, 7-man rotation. Kolek played 40 minutes. And honestly, I think both on offense and defense, he kind of showed out and gave that team the poise and showed that that team has the championship caliber, if you would say, to kind of, once again, face adversity, not fold. So that was definitely a good showing, and something that after the first game, I was like, all right, like it's definitely good to see. So now let's get into it. NC State versus Marquette. This one should be a good game. I feel like kind of speed versus strength. Obviously, Marquette kind of defensively, they're and I mean speed on defense versus strength on offense. That's actually what I mean, that specific matchup. Marquette will be quick on the point, try to attack the ball, cause deflections, cause a function, pretty much make sure that they're in your face, rotating and kind of throwing you off your game. NC, name of the game for them is slow, not really slow, but strong and steady. Strong and steady is definitely a better definition. They kind of use their efficient offense. They don't really turn the ball over, make many mistakes. They protect the ball well, and they limit the turnovers that Marquette pretty much loves to get. So this is going to be a good game. The only game left with the double seat left in the tournament, 11, NC State. So that's something that people are going to be looking for an upset. So I definitely know that that the NC State is going to make it hard, and I think the Golden Eagles know that it's going to be a tough task as well. I would say the last game against the Buffaloes, Colorado, Marquette had a 6'11", 250-plus monster. They kind of had to key down on him, kind of stop the game. That was really the only threat. So I imagine they're going to try to do the same thing for Burns in this matchup. I do think that Marquette can throw a lot of coverage needed for them to achieve this with Burns. They do got a lot of pieces they could throw. The question is, how deep are they going to go with that rotation, and if that rotation is going to get in foul trouble. They have been a team that has shown a lot of adversity in this tournament so far. Versatile, have shown that they could win in many ways. 1 second. Versatile. I've shown that they can win in many ways. I think they're shorter starters, 6'3", so they're long as well, pretty much. And I do believe that they have the pieces that they need to pretty much continue in this tournament, and they've shown us by giving us what they've given us so far. So I'm excited to see Ogudaro versus Burns. That matchup will be good. Ogudaro, great defensive capabilities, have shown that already on the defensive end in this tournament. Obviously, with help from Joplin, I do think they can keep that front court with Burns in lock and control the paint on offense and defense as well. So I think Marquette is too much and they win the game. So I got Marquette advancing to the Elite Eight. No upset here. No upset here.